I mean, I knew that was going to be tough. It never felt great. So, I knew that it was going to be very difficult to keep them behind.
Did Formula One stewards go too far with the criticism of Max Verstappen? After Jos Verstappen accused the British media of bias, the debate over favoritism and fairness in Formula One is heating up like never before. Jos Verstappen hasn't been shy about sharing his thoughts lately, especially when it comes to what he sees as bias in Formula One media. After the Brazilian Grand Prix, he made a bold claim. They, the British media, are keeping their big mouths shut for now. Max has shown that he's the very best. After all, these people shouted that he should change his driving style. His driving style's perfect. That's a pretty strong statement, right? Jos seems convinced that some of the criticism aimed at Max comes from a place of favouritism towards British drivers or teams. This isn't just a one-off complaint either, it reflects a broader feeling among some Formula One fans and insiders that the media might lean towards certain drivers, especially British ones. Is it true? Well, that depends on who you ask, but it's clear that Verstappen feels strongly about it. On the flip side, the stewards, especially Johnny Herbert, have fired back. Herbert, who's both a Formula One driver and a current FIA steward, wasn't having any of it. He straight up dismissed the claims of bias, saying, "There always seems to be a problem with us, the British stewards, being biased. But when we're in that room, we adhere to the rules and guidelines of the FIA. That's how we should judge racing on the track. To say there's a bias is absolutely ridiculous and not the case." Herbert's point's clear. When they're in the room making decisions, it's all about the rules, not nationality or favouritism. But with emotions running high and championships on the line, even the perception of bias can cause a lot of noise. Some people argue that having former drivers as stewards is actually a good thing. They've been in the thick of it, making those split-second decisions while racing at crazy speeds. That kind of experience gives them a unique perspective. For example, when they see a risky overtake, they're often able to tell right away if it was reckless or just bold racing. It's something that fans and even current drivers tend to appreciate because it feels like the decisions are made by someone who truly gets it. Drivers seem to respect decisions made by their fellow racers. If someone who's been in the same high-pressure situation hands you a penalty, it's tough, but at least you know that they've been there. Compare that to being penalised by someone who's never raced a day in their life, it stings a little more, right? And with how insanely advanced Formula One cars are these days, having someone on the panel who actually gets the tech and strategy behind the moves can be a massive plus. But here's the catch. Not everyone's convinced that this setup works. Some folks are saying it's time to try something new, like having a group of full-time stewards instead of switching them out race by race. Makes sense, doesn't it? If the same team handled every single race, the decisions would probably be more consistent. But like most things, there's a flip side. Running a team of full-time stewards for a global series like Formula One wouldn't come cheap. Coordinating their travel to every race around the world would be a logistical headache too. And then there's the risk of the same group getting stuck in their ways. The debate isn't just about stewards or referees, it's about where Formula One's heading as a sport. The fan base keeps growing, and with that comes a bigger need to keep things fair, exciting and straightforward. A little controversy can spice things up. Who doesn't enjoy a bit of drama? But if it happens too often, it can backfire. No one enjoys a race where the winner's decided in the steward's room instead of on the track. For the drivers, having clear and consistent rules is a game changer. If they know exactly what's okay and what isn't, they can adjust how they race. When the goalposts keep moving, it messes with everyone. Imagine being a driver wondering, will they call this move clean or penalise me? Some might take risks and hope for the best, while others might play it safe and lose out. Nobody wins in that scenario. At the heart of this is the integrity of the sport. Fans tune in to see battles on the track, not debates about penalties afterwards. They want races won because of skill and strategy, not because of questionable decisions or delays. Teams and sponsors also need to believe the system's fair, otherwise the trust in Formula One as a whole starts to crumble. And let's be real, if people stop trusting the system, it's not just bad for a single race, it's bad for the entire sport. Some suggest blending a few solutions together. A team of full-time stewards paired with rotating driver advisors for fresh insights could be a balanced solution for consistency. And while technology can't make every call, it can definitely help with things like providing accurate data and replays. Would permanent stewards or rotating advisors fix the consistency issue? Whatever the solution, Formula One needs to get it right. Races should be won on the track. Like, share and subscribe for more Formula One updates.